Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm so good, thank you. This is our very first episode of Artist Talks, and when artist talks, we listen. So here we have today with us Morgan, and let's hear from her about her. Okay,
Hi, I'm Morgan St. Jean,
yeah.
and I'm an artist and a songwriter. And yeah, I'm from LA, born and raised, which is kind of crazy. People are always a little shocked to hear that.
I'm currently doing theater and I'm such a fan of Hollywood and everything. So LA has always been a fantasy for me and the people who are artists. And I have been listening to your songs lately, and the one song which has hooked me up, that is the Manifestation song.
Oh yeah, that's not even
Yeah.
out yet.
Yeah. And after listening to that, you know that I have started my show and I met you. So that's a
Oh,
really great sign, I think so.
honestly, that makes me so happy to hear because I've been kind of learning about manifestation over the last couple of years, just
Yeah.
for like my own soul and to get into a good headspace and a good mindset, especially because music can be really, really challenging and you
Yeah.
face a lot of rejection and there's a lot of uncertainty. And so I started getting into manifestation just like on my own. And
Yeah.
then I actually wrote this song. It's called Energy parentheses Lucky Me because I couldn't decide. So I just
Yeah.
decided to have wrote it over a year ago. And I posted it to my TikTok and then I kind of forgot about it. And then at the start of this year, at the start of 2023, a lot of people were starting to talk about lucky girl syndrome
Yeah.
and manifesting, and that was kind of like a hot topic. And I was like, I should share this again.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it like blew up, and it just makes me so proud to hear, people like you saying it's helped them, and you're manifesting things now because of it. And I've manifested so many amazing things because of it. And it just is like a feel good, fun song that you want to like dance
Yeah.
around to in your kitchen, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Lately, I have been also learning about manifestation, like you said. So, what I discovered is like words really are powerful when we spell it out in the universe. And
Hmm.
in the current music industry, what I learned that there are like they use certain vibrations and frequencies which are very low, and in this era you creating such a music, it's so great because it's so helpful and no one working to make everyone a great person, but you are, so I'm
Oh,
really like
thank
yeah, the song
you.
is really really so good and we are like really thankful to you for creating such a great
Oh.
music.
You are so sweet, honestly. You're making my whole day. That means so much to me, and
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad you like it. I can't
Thank
wait for you
you.
to hear the whole thing. I hope you
Yeah.
like it
Yes,
more.
yes, I can't wait to listen the whole song.
It's gonna be so fun, and it makes me so proud to hear that it's made you feel good, it made you feel happy, and there's enough darkness in the world that we need a little positivity and light sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I have like few of the questions for you. Okay.
Okay,
So should I begin with it?
please go ahead.
What are the challenges which you faced as a feminist pop princess in the music industry?
Oh my goodness, there's been a lot because there's kind of two sides to it, right? There's like the side of it that is just being a musician is really, really hard. And the music industry is really tough. And there's a lot of, like you said, kind of not great people in
Yeah.
the industry. And, sometimes you work really, really, really hard and it doesn't get you anywhere. And that's really frustrating and discouraging. Um, and then there's being a woman in the music industry, which is like another level. And I'm pretty outspoken, as you said, about like feminism and women's rights and things that I believe in so, so strongly. And so as a result, I get a lot of hate comments from men who are offended, who think that me trying to build up women
Yeah.
is me taking down men. And that's really not the case. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's just I don't think women are given the credit that they deserve for how amazing they are.
Yeah.
And I think I think we need to create an environment and a conversation that supports women and uplifts them and reminds them of how powerful they are, because for so many generations we haven't been given that encouragement.
Yes.
And so it's not meant to be to take down men or to put men down or anything like that. I think, there's amazing men in the world and I have an incredible team of men around me. I have an amazing dad, an amazing boyfriend. Like I'm really lucky. So it has nothing to do with putting men down, but it has everything to do with building women up. But some people don't understand that. So I definitely get a lot of hate comments and stuff like that.
Yeah, like people really don't understand the meaning of feminism. Yeah, when we are talking
Exactly.
about, yeah, feminism, we are not asking to be like man, we are asking to be like, to get equal opportunities which they are getting.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. And there's so many, in music and in every industry, there's still so much, there's such a big disparity between what men and women are getting paid and the
yeah,
opportunities they're getting. And
yeah,
there's so many reasons for that, but it's just so systemic and it's just been a thing for so long
yeah,
that I just think it's an honor to be able to talk about it and to use my music to say something, you know?
yeah. And there is something going on in the community or in the world, and artist is a person who like speaks and protests through their work. And that
Yeah.
is the, I think so that's the most best way, the silent protest which we do. And the
Yeah.
words, yeah,
Art really can impact culture. You know what I mean? All different forms of art, whether it's music or film or visual art, like
yeah,
anything, fashion, all of those things can have such an impact on culture. And I think it's so important to use any sort of platform that you have, whether you have a million followers or 10 followers, to talk about things that matter to you and to use your voice to add to a conversation that you find to be important.
yeah. I think so. Most of the people, like, they begin their journey with this concept that they have to bring the change. But with time, when when they get at a certain level, they forget it and they just go on with their lives.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think, it's hard to maintain a sense of urgency around change because it is really hard to create change. But I think, again, I think that's why it's so important that art talks about those things because
yeah,
that's the stuff that we're consuming every day, you know?
yeah, yeah. So, what do you feel about the representation of women's in the music industry, and what changes do you think need to be made?
I think that women have come a really long way in music. There's like so many amazing female artists out there right now. You've got
Yeah,
Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and Lizzo and Dua Lipa and like so many incredible women.
and we have you
Um,
also.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, maybe someday I'll be on that level, you know? But but I think there is still, like I said, like a real disparity amongst how like with how many women are represented. There's still lots of statistics that say that women are played far less on radio. And I always talk about, like female A&Rs. A&Rs are the people who sign artists to labels, and there's not that many female A&Rs. And so if you think about it, if there's a male A&R, he's probably more likely to sign a male artist because that's what he relates to, you know? And
Yeah,
so I think it's really important that we start from the top down and, promote women to really high level executive positions so that then they want to employ more women under them so that we can kind of, bring it from the top to the bottom
yeah,
in terms of giving women these opportunities.
yeah,
But I also think there is, I saw this TikTok actually, and it was talking about how a lot of male artists, like big male pop stars, can go on stage in like a sweatshirt
yeah,
and just have like a band, if that, and they just sing their songs and that's enough. Whereas women have to go on stage with full costumes and choreography and
yeah,
lights and fireworks and this and that. And it's like I want to get to a place where women are just enough by being who they are, that they can also just go on the stage and sing their songs and it doesn't have to be. I think that's fun and it's amazing to get to see a show like that, to
yeah,
see a Taylor Swift style show with all the production and the amazingness.
yeah,
But I also think that women should be able to just stand in their own identity and their own power and just be able to like sing their songs.
yeah. Lately I have been into a like K-pop. So I have seen then when men are singing, like men idols are singing, and they are
Mhm.
tearing their shirts, and everyone is like shouting, going crazy. But when I saw one female K-pop star, she tore her shirt, and at the end of the performance, and like everyone was hating on her. So that was,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's such a good comparison because that's, it's so classic. I just think it's in so many industries and in so many places in the world and in so many different environments, the double standard is really high,
yeah,
and so women have to work twice as hard or
yeah,
be twice as good at things or whatever it is in order to just kind of get the same opportunities as men.
yeah,
You know what? The good news is there's people like you and there's people like me, and we care a lot about this issue. And so we're going to keep talking about it and we're going to make
yes,
change. And, and I think that's what really matters is that we're empowering ourselves and each other to like to talk about it and to
yeah,
expose these double standards.
yeah. Who are some female icons that you have inspired you and your music?
I'm inspired by so many different women. I love women with like really beautiful, unique voices.
Yeah.
And I think part of that comes from the fact that when I was younger, I never really got into like the biggest choirs and I never got in the roles in the musical theater productions because my voice is really kind of weird. It's deep
No,
and some
it's
people think it's
not. It's
manly.
not. It's not.
Well, it's different and that's okay. And like I've learned that that's a superpower for me, but I used to feel really insecure about that. And so as I've gotten older, I've really learned to love people like Amy Winehouse and Dua Lipa and Cher, people who have these really iconic voices that are really different.
Yeah.
And I also love people like Pink who really speak out with their music and use their music as a way to spread messages that they really care about. So
Yeah.
there's so many people.
Yeah, but like when we are in school, we are taught to bring, like, be the change what you want to see in the society. And
Yeah.
like only few people remember this when they grow up. And you are one of them.
Well, you are so, so sweet and you give me hope because I think seeing like young women like you, young women, I make myself sound like I'm 100 years old, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah,
like really inspiring and it's motivating and it makes me want to keep making music like this, because it reminds me that there are people listening and it can really make an impact. And I hope you'll continue to write your poetry and write your songs and just keep doing it because it's so important and it's your journey is unique because it's yours and no one else is ever going to have the same journey as you. And so you have to share your story because it's like inherently unique and it's inherently yours. But at the same time, we're all humans and we have these similar experiences. And so you might write something and you never know who's going to read it or hear
yeah.
it and they come back and say, "Wow, you changed my life because no one has ever put my feelings into words like that."
Thank you so much for this, like, one concept of uniqueness, because I am someone who is like really insecure about my height, about my looks, about my face, and everything. But
Oh,
you
you're
telling
so
this,
beautiful.
thank you, you telling this thing, like, to embrace your uniqueness. So that's so great, and I would like to continue with that in my life as well.
Totally. You know what? I think it's exactly what I was saying about my voice. I used to feel so insecure about my voice because people would tell me I sounded like a man and people would tell I mean, people leave so many mean comments. They say my eyes are really far apart, which they are, like whatever. But
No.
my voice, it's okay. But my voice, I used to be really insecure about it. And the the more time I've spent, growing into it and kind of accepting it, the more I've realized that it really is the thing that makes me me, you know? And a lot of the time it's the things that we're most insecure about that make us the most unique. So don't ever like criticize yourself or be hard on yourself because those are the things that make you special?
Yeah, yeah, unique is the best.
I agree.
So the next question I have is, what advice do you have for young women who want to pursue a career in music while staying true to their feminist principle? I think you just
That's good.
answered that.
Well, honestly, that's so
Yeah,
good because I get asked all the time, what advice do you have for young musicians? But I've
yeah,
never been asked that question. That's very specific. I like it. Oh, I think you just have to have a really thick skin and know who you are because people are going to take the as many shots as they can at you. And it has nothing to do with who you are. It has everything to do with their own insecurities that they're projecting onto you, you
yeah,
know? And some random dude from God knows where in his basement writing a comment can't bring you down because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the people in the world to share your story. And if you let trolls bring you down, you're preventing the world from hearing your story, which is such a disservice?
yeah,
So I think you just have to have a tough skin and go into it really knowing who you are and knowing that like if you're getting haters, you're doing something right.
yeah,
That means people are paying attention?
yeah. And like, people truly don't understand, like, what effect their words are having on someone and what someone is going through. And like, they're seeing one of their hate comments on social media will ruin their entire day. But they
Yeah.
don't, and you should spread kindness, but people are like hating each other on each other for being
I
unique.
think yeah, and I think it's so sad because we're all having this human experience together.
Yeah,
And it's so powerful when you can come together. And like, I love social media because I like to use it as a way to connect with people that I would
Yeah,
never meet otherwise,
yeah.
from like you and me across the world, you
Yes,
know?
yes, yeah,
And I think if you can use social media for like to create a positive space,
yeah,
it's so powerful and it's so beautiful, but you have to you're going to come across some people who are negative and some haters,
yeah,
you know?
yes.
And so I think all we can do is kind of kill them with kindness, you know, and and lead by example.
Yeah, totally. And I think everything comes down to be the change you want to see in the society. And someone who
Yeah.
brings the change really needs to be thick skinned, I think so.
See somebody who is spreading hate, honestly, I try to send them love because you have to feel bad for them. Because
Yeah,
clearly they're going through something that makes them so low that they have to try and bring other people down with them.
yeah. Recently, like I have also seen that your tour has been announced, and
Yes.
yeah, I'm so happy for you, and I really congratulate you and all the best for it. And
Thank-
I just wish to meet you in person one day.
And
Yes,
I manifested this tour, so I totally know that you and I are both amazing manifestors and we'll make it happen.
yes. And lastly but not the least, I'll like, can we listen to your manifestation song once?
Sure. Let
Yeah,
me find it, but I can't play it all the way through. But
yeah. No,
I'll play a little sneak.
from you. Is it okay
Oh, you
for
want me to
you?
sing it?
Yes.
You want me? Oh God. All right. I haven't sang today. Um, see if I can remember the words to my own song. Okay. I don't chase, I attract. Universe has got my back. Lucky me. Must be my energy.
God.
Oh man, you put me on the spot there. I got nervous.
Okay, so this was a solo concert just for me. Yeah, I'm so happy for your tour and for you. And
Thank you so much.
we really wish you all the best for it, and to have a like great more of them in future. And I
Thank
really wish to attend one of your concert in future.
Thank you
Yes,
so much for having me. You are
thank
such a
you.
cutie. I'm obsessed with you. So much love.
Thank you.
All right, I'll
Bye.
see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.